Hey everybody, I'm going to tell you the 10 best foods for weight loss. Keep in mind that whatever we eat, we're either going to burn, use for energy, or we're going to store it for later. How can you get the energy and the nutrients you need without overdoing it on calories? I remember Dr. Joel Fuhrman came out with his list years ago, and it was based on nutrient densities of food. At the very top were things like kale and broccoli and spinach, and at the very bottom were things like French fries and Coca-Cola. Neat idea. He would admit it's not really a scientific list, it's his list, nutrient density. But we can't just go with that because you want some sustenance, you want some enjoyment out of your food too. So that's what you're going to get out of my list, is a real workable list of foods. You must have in whatever you're eating, you must have vitamins, minerals, proteins, and fats. If you don't, you will eventually die. Okay, so there are certain things that you're going to have, and I have that in mind with my list. Now, carbs often are the things we enjoy the most, and you're going to find those in like the biscuits and the candies and the cakes and the pies. I just imagine pancakes with syrup on them, things like that. But we're going to have to be willing to hold things lightly as we come up with this list, as I share this, and as you choose how you're going to eat it. So let's get into them. First one is going to be veggies. And you might be like, I thought you were just going to give me one food. Well, veggies is going to, I'm just going to give you that whole category as a freebie for number one. Number two is going to be apples. If you learn what an apple can do, there's a reason why they say the apple a day. Here's an apple. If you're not hungry enough to eat an apple, then you're not really very hungry, which is another reason that's in my top 10 foods. Number three is going to be fish. My favorite would be salmon. I have that most often when I go out to eat. But fish is going to be the third option. You're getting needed healthy fats, great protein, with a minimum amount of calories to that. Along those same lines would be number four, and that's going to be chicken. Goes without saying. And then number five might surprise you a little bit, but it's going to be eggs. Eggs they've been called the perfect food, and for a reason. I know everybody's got their saying on these. If you're a vegan, you already hate this list, right? But let's be real. Being a vegan isn't necessarily going to be prime health. You may be a vegan for various reasons. We're not going into the politics of this, to conscience here. We're going into what are the 10 best foods for weight loss. Number 6 is going to be avocados. Great fat, great protein, great fiber. It's technically a fruit. Avocados, enjoy your guacamole. Number 7 is going to be this guy right here. It's called a kiwi. Kiwi, you could actually just pop this whole thing in your mouth and eat it without peeling it. It's a little unappealing because of the fur on it.
You won't.
You won't do it. Chicken. Hey, but these are great. Do a little research on kiwi. They're amazing. I would encourage you to make that one of your foods. And then number 8 would be walnuts. Walnuts are the king of nuts. Another one with great protein, great fiber, great, what else is in walnuts? Protein, fiber, and fats. Great fats. Hey, and if you're thinking, oh man, I would love you to provide me with your favorite list of all foods, Joe. Well, you can get those in my book, okay? I've got a list of what we eat during my 21-day transformation. Awesome list, and you get a lot more in here than just the food list. If you want an awesome food list with tons of foods that you ought to include in your regular diet, check out my food list. It's what we use in my 21-day transformation. There's also a link for that in the description. So after walnuts, we have number 9 would be xylitol sweetened gum. You don't need to ever eat or choose xylitol sweetened gum, but the reason I include that in here, you could say sugarless gum, but I don't like some of the aspartame and things in some of them, so I would go with something sweetened with xylitol is usually what gum's going to be sweetened with. I would go with that. That's really just to help you not eat, because sometimes you really don't need to be eating, so that will give you some level of enjoyment without actually consuming any calories, which brings us to the last one, and that may surprise you a little bit, but number 10, for your list of 10 best foods for weight loss, number 10 would be nothing. Number 10 would be when you think I need something to eat. So often we don't. You've got fat on your body. Do you know when you're not eating anything, you're living off the fat on your body? So sometimes you just need to be satisfied with that. Hope you enjoyed the 10 best foods for weight loss. I'm Trainer Joe. Remember, train your brain and transform your body.